Yeah, the first 6 minutes, that's fine.
We go over a little bit.
Yeah, you can see because.
All right.
Perfect.
Glad you got to set up.
Yep.
Without further ado.
Are we ready?
Sorry I'm late.
Don't time me yet.
Okay, no.
After
It's zero.
I'll let you know when.
Okay.
Start the timer when
I'm gonna take pictures.
All right, we're serious
All right.
now.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. I don't know whose idea was to put me first, but we need to have a talk later on. All right, you can sign up. All right. The title of my presentation is Jose's Promotion. In September 2014, I had the privilege to join Florida Hospital. Since then, I lived so many experiences, some stressful, some relaxing. During this time, I seen many people arriving, just like I seen people leaving. However, one thing remained constant among us, and that's the subject of promotion. Promotion. Denying that the subject of promotion is part of FP is like denying that Michael doesn't wear a belt. Clearly, you can't deny that. But how is the subject of promotion seen outside FP? Does it have such a big impact like it has here? According to a survey, close to 70% of employees with ages 25 and younger, and 60% of them with 1 year of less than 1 year of experience prefer opportunities for promotion and advancement over opportunities for training and development. As you can see here, after 20 to 30 years, then the opportunities for development surpass the opportunities for the desires for development surpass the desires for promotion. There might be two possible explanations for this, and number one would be ceiling. After people have spent a lot of time in their jobs, they realize that there's no more room to grow. Therefore, they prefer to go to the route of development. And the second explanation can be generational. Millennials they put a lot of weight on promotion due to bigger payments and status and everything. As you can see, promotion is not only part of FP, but it's part of who we are. It is because of this reason that I would like to present a different perspective on how to look at the subject of promotion. And this perspective is based on three concepts. This perspective is based on three concepts. And in order to understand each of these concepts, it's important for us to look at the life of Jose, which means Joseph in English. Hopefully you guys didn't think this was about me. So when we look at the life of Joseph, when we see concept number one, we see that you have to dream and make sure you dream big. We see here the two dreams that he had, which now know that he meant that he was going to become the prime governor of Egypt. So it's not bad to dream. Just dream and make sure you dream. You dream big. Concept number two is maximize your skills through knowledge and through experience and transitions. According to Ellen G. White, Joseph became an expert on the subject of business, languages, and science. So he was very intentional about learning. When it comes to maximize your skills through experience and transition, it's very interesting to see that every single transition that he went through helped him to become the best prime minister of Egypt. During his stay at Potiphar's house, he learned how to manage in abundance. And during his transition to jail, he learned how to manage in scarcity. So every single transition, he was intentional about learning. Now, these two concepts are worthless if we don't take in consideration the third and most important concept, which will be wait for God's time. Again, it's amazing to see how when he went to Potiphar's house, he did a good job. He was very intentional about learning. He was very intentional about dreaming. But it was only up to Potiphar to decide when he was going to put him in charge of the entire house. it wasn't up to him. All he could do is dream and maximize your skills, but it was up to somebody else, which that's what I call God's time. When he went to jail, he also, because of his work and his intentionality about learning, the manager in charge of the jail saw how he was, and it was up to somebody else to promote him. But the most amazing fact is when he wanted to get out of jail, he told the guy, the winemaker, to remember him when he was out of jail, and 2 years passed when the winemaker remembered him. So 2 years, it wasn't. So he wanted to get out of jail immediately, but it was up to somebody else. It wasn't not up to him. So in conclusion, one big subject, promotion, one perspective, 3 different concepts: dream, maximize your skills, and wait for God's timing. Not the formula for promotion, not the right way to look at it. Probably there's so many ways, but it's just a different perspective. Thank you.
Good.
Right, questions. Like we get to ask our speakers questions. Anybody like to start off having questions for? Not, I'll start. Where did those? I really love seeing the statistics by tenure, by age. Where'd you get those from?
It was Quantum company.
Okay.
It's pretty similar to Gallup. I was researching.
Yeah.
They do a lot of employee survey. Yeah, and job satisfaction and everything.
Yeah.
In your personal development and growth within the organization, have you used those 3 concepts in your own life?
Just like I've seen, just like I've said, promotion is part of who we are. It would be hard to say I don't want to get promoted, but it takes intentionality to remind you that it's not up to you to get promoted. It's just up to somebody else, and only what you can do is maximize your skills and dream big. But it's tough. It's a tension, but I try to remind myself that when I'm leaning towards me promoting myself. Thank you for that question.
Why if you wait a long time and you don't get promoted?
Yeah, so that's what I said at the end. It's not the formula for promotion. It's interesting how he when he got the dream, he was 17, and when he became actually the prime minister of Egypt, he was 32. Like what, 17 years? But I mean, you can do as much as you can, but if it got this size or things that you're not ready, and I mean that's all you can do. I mean definitely there you have to be content with what you're doing, because if you depending on your happiness to be promoted, then that's a tough one too.
It's tough too, as much as you don't want you not to compare yourself with others.
Yeah.
Right? I know I've been there at multiple times. Like, you know, are they getting an opportunity when I might not? I mean, that's.
Yeah, and it actually, you know, like you can see in the Bible different stories about people being promoted. When kids were promoted. I mean, there was 2 or 3 stories about 12 years old being promoted as king.
Yeah.
And if you compare that to Joseph, but I mean, it's just you have your own story, your own path, and it's just up to you to wait for that time. Because even when he was in Yale, Ellen G. White was saying that he learned how to provide justice, which later on helped him to become the prime minister of Egypt. Every single concept helped him to be the prime minister of who he was like. And if we don't take a bunch of every experiences, probably we're just gonna get started. I don't know.
Michael, you got a belt on today?
I do have a belt on.
He's doing better. He's
I
doing
learned
better.
something from the
Thank you, Jose.
Thank you.
Can I ask one more question?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I didn't mean to cut you off too soon.
I have a question. So I know that you're out of the team, you've been here for the longest.
Yep.
So what would you recommend? Like, what would be some advice that you can give the other analysts for expanding their knowledge within what they do in FP and even outside of work.
So it's interesting how I did ad hoc, and that helped me a lot to do net revenue. I learned BOP, and it helped me a lot to net revenue. It's gonna help me when I go to accounting. But when I was in ad hoc, I was probably not intentional to learn BOP. So the fact that you're under one role doesn't mean that you should only learn that. Different experiences will teach you different things that it definitely is gonna help you too. And try to be intentional about promotion, meaning not to get into the culture of promotion and get rewarded immediately. When you get more tools in your skill set, I mean, you're better set for the future.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Who is